Facebook.
All right.
Okay, hold on. We have to go live on Facebook too. We're probably already live on YouTube, so you guys are cool.
I like how we get the notification. It's like recording at a higher quality. I'm like,
yeah.
How do we know?
Let's do it. We're going live on Facebook.
Okay.
And I got
do the thing.
Yeah, there we are. So we should be live on Facebook now. And we got our chat open. So we got some stuff. So we're gonna do some stuff.
We should.
All right.
We should share the live stream.
It should just be right in the group. Should upload right into her. So yeah, hey everybody. So this is our first time doing this, so don't hold it against anybody.
Get Travis to do that sweet "Hello nerds and welcome."
Oh, am I doing that for this? I thought we were just being like, "What's up, Magic?"
No, it's pretty much "What's up, Magic."
Yeah, I was gonna say we're a little delayed.
And welcome. Yeah, this is the live stream. We're doing the thing. Eric is going to describe that thing to you. That was an awkward transition, but here we are.
Yeah, I mean, we're learning. It's first time, first go for live. So, basically, we just wanted to reach out. People can see our faces because usually the podcast is all audio. We have a couple live things here and there, but by the numbers, obviously, everyone isn't watching them, so you probably don't know what we all look like. Hopefully, we get some of the Twitter people over here. Some stuff was posted. We'll see what happens.
We do,
but yeah, we're just gonna.
Our hero of the week was the first one to jump in. We have Matthew Wildman is with us right now.
Hey, what up, Matt?
There we go. Yeah, we got a couple on here. So yeah, we're gonna open some Magic cards, talk, probably enjoy beverages. Who really knows?
Yeah, no clue what's actually going on here.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no end time. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be 24 hours, but we don't know.
Enjoy my beverage out of my Django Fett cup.
Yeah, I'm walking some Alice in Wonderland right now. Got the drink me on the back.
And Eric is like super lame. Oh, I was like, he's drinking straight out of the Pepsi bottle, but he's actually having what I can only assume is dime store whiskey.
All right, Eric, are we live on YouTube?
Yes. We are live here. We are live there. It is all synced
live
up.
Everywhere.
Live everywhere.
What up, Big Rob? What's up, Cha Cha?
We got Big Rob in here.
Yeah, we got Chalset too.
All right, so
the greatest chinned machine gun emplacement ever. If you guys find him on Facebook, that thing's like so deep.
So, the bigs that I bought that will open up is just Brothers War. I got a couple packs, and then I bought the bundle gift edition. So it should be fancy.
Do you feel gifted?
Yeah. So
I mean, I had to buy it for myself, so.
Yeah, it's kind of nice actually getting to open the stuff that we have, because we do have the special box for Brothers War that has the chance for some limited or promo edition Transformers cards in it. So that's pretty exciting. We're going to talk a little bit about the story and what went down in Brothers War now that we are diving full bore into the new Pharaxia All Will Be One set. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good time. It's going to be exciting.
Get the reflection.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Got a couple of those packs.
All right, so I'm going to start.
Well, yeah, go ahead and open our first packs. I'm going to try to get access to the chat on YouTube in case we have some viewers there. And looks like we do have Michael Amante, I hope I'm saying that right, and JP Roy. Jasper Butler are also joining us. This is going to be excellent.
Nice. All right, let's see what we're working with, dude.
I mostly bought Brothers War just to see if I can get over Eric and get like an Optimus Prime card or something to make him super jelly. Like this is not the first time I've bought Magic cards out of spite. So
Well,
No,
and it's
that's a
going to be
thing you
really
know about
exciting.
me.
I'm glad that we're getting them open here. This set does have, as Eric is showing, the promotional art cards. Absolutely beautiful, fantastic art cards.
Right. I'm going to stick with mostly the fancier ones. Hold on one second.
And then while we are opening packs in between, we'll do snippets of story. So for any of you that are watching, if you have any questions about story or what we think, or you're curious as to 3 random dudes' opinions on it, go ahead and throw it into the chat.
That is pretty fancy.
What do we
I
got?
actually really like that one.
Oh, that's a nice holofoil. Good art. Man, I'm impressed. Magic's artwork just keeps getting better, like, all the time.
Well, and that's always been, in my opinion, Magic's #1 thing, right? The art is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, one of my favorites. If you guys can see it, I call them the all stops.
Yeah, prison
Enchant
sentence.
Enchant creature can do nothing. So they're always handy to
Actually,
have.
I just had a conversation with Robbie Smith about prison sentence, and the difference between activated abilities versus triggered effects versus global ongoing effects, and it was pretty good. So,
What is the difference between a triggered effect and
effectively, it falls into the keyword realm that you would find in any of the Magic sets. To be an activated ability, it's something that has to be, well, physically activated. Normally, there's a couple of qualifiers on this. Notable is the colon set into the ability, as well as an activation cost. Now, this cost can be nearly anything between sacrificing a creature, tapping it, paying some mana, whatever the case may be. All of that falls into activated ability. But, for example, Eric just showed a soldier a minute ago that is at the beginning of your combat step, you may put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. That's not an activated ability. That's actually going to fall into the triggered ability. It's triggered by you beginning your combat step. Same with everything else that's, your land comes into play tapped, that kind of thing. You also have ongoing global effects, and these are things like the example that I had with Robbie Smith was Toxrill the Corrupted, where he can put slime counters on things. Now, as long as Toxrill is in play, anything with slime counters gets a -1/-1 for each slime counter on it. This is an ongoing effect. And so, yeah, it's good interaction.
I think that was the soldier you were talking about.
Yes, exactly. Siege Veteran.
Oh, and while we're opening this, folks, if anyone is interested in potentially acquiring my rare cards, truly the only cards I care about are Transformers. So maybe we'll do a little giveaway as we go through this.
Yeah, if you see a card as they play through them, and a lot of the cards in Brothers War, and Eric, because of the last that you open, I'm gonna throw this out there. A lot of the cards in the Brothers War, the rares really weren't the most exciting part about it. A lot of the uncommons were fantastic uncommons, and so don't be afraid to flip through some of the cards that we open up. The rares themselves may not actually be the gold inside the pack.
Here we go.
I will say
show
this
a
one
couple
even-
of the uncommons then.
This one's just a common. Dig that artwork though.
Absolutely.
Scatterray counterspell. Solid. Feel free to play a blue deck if you want to lose friends. That's build counterspell heavy and just really go to town.
Yeah, blue's the only respectable way to play.
I mean, I like red. Haste. Goblins. Dude, I could not get my camera down.
I mean, if you're a big fan of haste, I ended up with Legendary Human Artificer.
That guy looks like a tool.
Actually, Feldon has a
looks
very
like you.
interesting story. Believe it or not. I'm going to say that a lot during this, I imagine. So Feldon, the card that you have is actually his older form. He does have another release called Feldon of the Third Path. And that gets a little bit into the lore of what was happening during the Brothers' War on Dominaria. But the Third Path was kind of the people that... It's not that they stayed out of it. They tried to settle the Civil War by offering other options. So, beautiful art card. Absolutely.
Another
beautiful.
good art card. That was pretty solid.
Eat it, Travis.
Well, I don't get art cards in the draft booster. Sorry. Those are
Oh, is that
set
because
booster only.
Yeah.
Because I get 3 additional cards than you? Yes, that's why.
So it does look like we're set up to upload directly to YouTube, but we are not live streaming on YouTube.
Oh, I'll have to figure that out. Oh! Oh,
Well,
eat
we got
it!
something exciting.
Yeah. I definitely got some
All right, who do we got?
RC. Is it blurry on your screen?
Yeah, you're super blurry. Can't make out anything.
Come on, camera, work with me.
So while you're working on that, I don't know a lot about the Transformers. What can you tell me about RC?
The only time I saw a lot of her was in the movie. She's one of, like, if I'm not mistaken, for the show, she was the first female. She wasn't actually the very first female Transformer. There was some before her, but I think she's the first one that gets animated on TV. In the comics, I know they had other ones. But yeah, that was her big claim to fame, and she definitely wasn't a pushover. So she was kind of like a bit of a role model ish for females. But yeah, she still depended on men. It was a movie made in 86, so
okay,
still had their tendencies.
So you were talking about activated abilities, triggered abilities, and then whatever's the on-curring ones. So here's just for an example. To get clarification, Ryan, that is a
third path iconoclast. So whenever you cast this creature spell, you create a 1/1 colorless soldier creature token. Now that's really important. An important distinction, because that's none of the above. That's actually an entirely separate trigger, because if you throw that spell out onto the stack and it gets countered, you're still going to get your token, because when you cast the spell, not when it resolves.
It's when you cast a non-creature, so it's going to have to be out on the field already. But I was saying for Prison Sentence, since this is a basically non-tapping ability, it's going to trigger every time I do a non-creature spell.
Exactly. I must have misread the card. Whenever you held it up. So yeah, if it says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you can put a 1/1 token in play, that's a triggered ability. It is triggered by you casting a non-creature spell. That is not an activated ability. So you can Prison Sentence that bad boy all day long. Doesn't matter.
Wave big. Ryan, you better wave to Chas.
Apparently my chat is not popping up. Hello, my beautiful wife, for those of you listening. Chastity is my gorgeous wife, and I still have no idea why she married me, so...
She supports you more than my wife. She's not even in this live stream. It's absolutely wild.
All right, so here's another one. Let's see if I can get it so it's not blurry.
Ashnod's Altar. Sacrifice a creature, add double colorless, or what they're calling waste nowadays. That is a triggered ability.
I don't feel like it's a waste. I think it's just 2 mana.
Urza's Command.
Solid.
Bro, your camera is just not one to hang out.
Yeah, your camera is
It's probably because I have so much running on my cheesy internet. Horrible shout out to Bell Internet, by the way. Jesus. Worst internet provider.
Are tied to you. Begin that hate letter coming.
Yeah. Come see me, Bell. Give me better internet.
Ooh,
oh my god.
The good rare right there that I pulled. Put a little closer.
All right, so we got a supply drop. Absolutely fantastic. A little overpriced, but not bad. What do we got here? Brotherhood's End. 3 damage to each creature and each player. Destroy all artifacts. Mana. See, and I love those sorceries and instants that have a choose one or choose both. And for 3, fantastic. Absolutely beautiful.
Okay, so let's go. What's the reason that this ever came into play? Like, what is the true reason?
I can walk you through
your double-sided cards.
It's for double-sided cards. These initially, if I remember correctly, came out in the first Innistrad set. And they were cards that you could put into your deck that you could mark with, hey, this is a Lone Wolf Alpha. And you would set that card aside, and that card would act as a placeholder in your deck, even in legal formats. Because sleeving your cards is not legally mandated. Highly encouraged, but not mandated. And so you'd put that card in your deck, and when you drew it and played it, it would act as a placeholder, and you would bring that card into play. Because you can't have a double-sided card in an unsleeved deck.
Oh.
All right, so like when it comes up, you could see what it is, right?
Yeah, it would be considered marking. And since the company's the one that marked it, it becomes a thing.
I'm going to put my RC in a plastic sleeve, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Gets the special treatment.
He's in it for the Transformers.
Yeah, that's
I
it,
didn't-
dude. So
I didn't get a single Transformer out of mine, so I don't
Well,
know.
that's
I don't even
probably
know if
because
they.
you
I
suck.
don't even know if they come in the draft boosters or not. That may be a set booster.
Yeah, I have no
only
idea.
thing, so. I'm actually opening some of my set boosters, so I'm moving on to my Phyrexia All Will Be One, which again, sweet
dude,
art card.
the art was just nice.
Oh, so you have a big box on the Brothers War. Oh, fantastic.
I love these art cards, man. Like I said, the art for
The art cards are great.
Magic is just getting above and beyond anything you could imagine.
Well, for the amount of money and the speed they put this stuff out, better be like what's a nice painting? Better be like that soon. The single. Now, does anybody know who that guy is?
Let's see. Judging by the semi-blurry and glared image on your camera here. So that's not Bumblebee. I don't know
That's
who that
GoBot.
is.
Goldbug. Bumblebee when he wants to be bigger because he thinks he's too small.
Goldbug.
And the other side.
All right, so this is Magic lore. That is Urza, the big ultimate, I'm going to use air quotes, winner. A very unique character in the Magic story for a couple of reasons. Firstly, you'll notice his eyes are glowing different colors.
Oh,
and that is because
let me leave it up while you're explaining him.
both of his eyes actually got replaced by a pretty powerful pair of magic artifacts, which actually started the Titulature Brothers War. Additionally, Urza is a planeswalker, which for anybody in Magic, you understand that's the big Magic user. It's the role you take as the player in the game. And Urza came from a time when planeswalkers were significantly more powerful than our modern renditions. So it's very interesting. They actually, in the lore, in the stories they released for it, they do a call out to that because some of the other planeswalkers, namely Teferi, didn't understand what he was encountering when he encountered Urza after the events of Brothers War. So Eric, you were telling me you don't know any of the story, any of that kind of jazz for the cards that you're opening?
No. And just real quick, to the picture with Optimus and Goldbug, that will be going up in a nice thing I can't think of the word of for some reason because I got mush brain. Frame. There we go. And it will be placed beside my children's photos.
Solid.
Honestly, you could probably put it in front of him. Like, just really let him know.
What's all this?
So that is what we're hunting. So be sure and give us a good standout for any of the Transformers we do manage to pull here. It's kind of exciting.
Hold on a sec. Okay, so I guess this came in punch outs for it. You got your Megatron, and then you got your Autobots. Decepticon, Megatron. You know.
So who's that behind Megatron? Is that Starscream?
Yeah,
that's always Starscream.
Starscream
behind Megatron.
The right-hand man.
Yeah, they hate each other, but they love each other at the same time.
That dude's loyalty is the most fickle I have ever seen out of anyone.
Definitely battered wife syndrome.
Oh, beautiful spin down counter.
Oh, hold on 1 second. You know they better have something cool Transformer on it. They don't have anything? Oh, there it is. They only have one emblem?
Yeah, it should just be on the 20. It's your spin down counter.
Oh, fantastic.
So, I'm on my
God, my
Phyrexia.
camera will focus
All
right.
will be one.
Phyrexia all will be one.
Fairly big, cheap rare, decent abilities. The
Mercurial Spell Dancer.
Is that a blue?
It is a blue. Been pulling the good blues.
It's because they're the best. I mean, let's just be totally honest.
All right,
Ryan, I found one that falls in your wheelhouse.
Little technical check. Do y'all have the live chat open? As of right now, I can show Matthew Wildman and I show Eric, but I do not see any other chats.
Yeah, I've got a whole list of people watching. We had Mike. Just enter. What's up, Mike? Good to see you. Well, I guess not see you, but shout out to Mike.
Yeah,
Ryan and
see,
I
think I'm having
have known
internet
Mike
things.
since the beginning of time. And Mike was there before that. Not to say that Mike is old. He's just been there.
Wow.
I'm not saying he's old. Mike's just been there, man. Mike's been there.
A bunch of land. Uninterested.
I got a nice holofoil unique land.
Oh, the Fair Basilica. So that you're inside the Phyrexian sets here.
Yep. I'm the Phyrexian.
That's the newest one, right?
All will
Yes.
be one.
Other than
All will be
Warhammer.
All will be
No,
ones actually
Warhammer.
newer than Warhammer.
Yep.
Which will have the second set from Phyrexia coming out.
Look at the bend in these cards that I just got.
Oof.
Look at that.
A little U-shaped.
Ooh, that's
Fine.
intense.
Like, how do you release that in a box? You're just like, fuck it. Like, how do you bend cards like that in a box?
Humidity was probably really high when they boxed all
Like-
that up.
Oh my
But-
god.
Here's another one for Ryan, the Phyrexian.
There
Was
you
it-
go, Urbrask's Anointer. Fantastic.
Legendary creature.
Who do we got?
Who do we got?
Don't move, Eric.
You're in cooperative camera.
Queen Kayla Bin Krug.
All right.
Red
Krug,
white.
That is actually, if I remember correctly, is Urza's wife.
I hate doing this, like, but it's bothering me so much they're so bent. God. You spend so much money on their cards, and that's what they give you. Between Bell and Hasbro, I got problems today.
Oh, we do have another Transformer, though. So, tell me about this one.
I actually don't know anything about Slicer, but he's a legendary artifact creature.
His name is Slicer.
Yes. I know,
I'm gonna venture a guess
literally.
and say he cuts things.
And I know countless Transformers, and that's definitely a first. He does have double strike and haste, though. But he's kind of expensive.
Double strike and haste. Give me a lowdown on the card. But actually, here I'll just pull it up here.
1 red mana, 4 colorless. More than meets
Shout-
the eye.
Shout out to anybody in the chat that knows who this is.
Probably Travis's daddy.
If only.
All right, so it is a 5 mana 3/4 with haste and double strike, which by itself is okay. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of Slicer until end of turn. If you do, untap Slicer, goad it, and it can't be sacrificed this turn. If you don't, convert it. So More Than Meets the Eye is a alternate cast ability where you may cast this card in its converted form for 2 and a red. So in its converted form, it's the high speed antagonist.
We had a question crop up in the Facebook chat. Yes, Matt, the brothers were gonna have some Transformers in it. I didn't have access to any of the fun Transformers. Eric's been the one that's pulling them all, so we'll make
That's
sure.
what winners do, Travis.
Yeah,
That's what winners do.
says the
Eric,
guy with the
actually,
terrible internet. Like I don't.
Since Matthew's asking, can you give us a recount of the Transformers that we have pulled? Give a little flash here.
So we've got RC. And then we've got Slicer Hired Muscle, who again I've never heard of.
So I went ahead
I've
and
got to
checked
mess with my
out
camera.
the Transformers wiki just to say, and it says Slicer, also known as Slice, only knows how to do one thing, and that is attack. This single-mindedness has even led to difficulty in relating to his fellow Decepticons. The everlasting desire to attack forces Slicer to be cruel and unjust to all.
He's a berserker.
He's a berserker.
Ooh, collector booster.
Collector booster.
That's gonna be all holofoil.
Is that what that is?
I bet.
I
I'm willing
mean,
to gamble, and by willing to gamble, I mean I am correct. Marmar joined. Hello, Marla.
How do you
I
see
miss-
everybody joining? On my screen, I got like 2.
So
I got it
I'm
up on
gonna
my
show-
phone. You guys are chumps.
I'm going
I
to show
guess
10
so.
viewers, so I'm going to do a shout out for
Dual-
all of us that
dual
are
screening.
joining into our chat. We have Matthew Wildman, we got Marla, we got Jasper Butler, we got Shane McLaughlin, I hope I'm saying that right, John Jones, JP Roy, Santiago Vega, Michael Amante, am I saying that right?
Yes,
And
I
John
think so.
Patterson. I'm glad all of you are hanging out. I hope y'all have a good time while 3 random dudes open up magic cards. So
And talk a bunch of bullshit.
All right, Ryan, I've got one for you because I don't recognize this person at all. The Phyrexian. Who is Koth?
Oh, Koth. So Koth actually has a major storied history. For the relevance of the modern set, Koth is one of the planeswalkers that are actually attacking New Phyrexia, what used to be Mirrodin. And he's the leader of kind of a resistance force, a rebel force. To put it into context for you, Koth takes on a role that's effectively John Connor in the fight. He's the one rising up against the machines. Now, Koth's a planeswalker with a penchant for terramancy and stone magic. So it made him really an interesting choice during the storylines.
I apologize for my camera, everybody, because these are some beautiful cards. You were almost correct, Travis, in these being foil. Almost all of them were actually foil. Unfortunately, one of the ones that wasn't foil was the
are you gonna give me a-
Transformer.
Really? That's the
Yeah.
non-hollow foil was a Transformer? Wow.
All right, who do we got?
Prowl.
Prowl.
Pursuit vehicle. What's his other form? Look on the back of the card.
Oh, how'd you... This
Magic.
is how uneducated I am, folks, in Magic at the current time. I definitely need to get back into it.
All right.
Oh, going the wrong way.
Nice.
He's an Autobot, right?
Yeah, he was like the third in command, kind of. It was really sketchy in the show. It was kind of like Jazz and him were always kind of like the two that helped Optimus with tactical decisions and things like that.
Actually, this is a good moment for me to ask everybody that's watching. If you are a fan of Autobots, if you have a lot of knowledge, throw some stuff into chat. Maybe we don't know something, you can educate us.
Or Magic.
Yeah, or Magic. Especially if you follow the comic books very closely. That's not a story or a comic that I've ever jumped onto. I'd like to know some more.
Dude, the comics are wild. I liked them a lot better than the show. I think the show did well. But even in a small sampling size, comic-wise, well written. Most of the time, the art was really good. It never got campy, cheesy, nothing like that. If you like, it's good.
I peaked on Beast Wars. Like, I'm not gonna lie. With Transformers, that was where I reached my
watched
height
a
and then
lot of Beast Wars.
tapered off. Which I've got to say, Ryan, any connection? Because I'm getting a real Sliver vibe from a lot of this art for Phyrexian.
So, no connection. The Armored Scrap Gorgers, it's actually kind of a type of machine on New Phyrexia. But no connection to the slivers, but I can definitely see it.
Yeah, it's definitely get a real vibe.
This just makes me think of D&D.
Staff of Domination, the bane of combo players. Can't stand that card. Drives me nuts.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's in so many infinite loop combos.
Little alt art here, but still, again, getting a real slivery vibe.
Well, you're going to see that a lot because the current Phyrexians have a lot of that sleek, predatory vibe. A lot of hanging cables and stuff. They have a very Sliver-esque approach, which doesn't surprise me, as it wasn't Venser, it was... can't remember the guy's name. There was a black scientist that was his whole mission, is he was studying the slivers in order to use their form to perfect the construction. So Hergel's Final Meditation. Interesting.
Dude, it is a nice looking card, especially because it's all reflective. Oh, man.
Another one. Again, love the alt. Terrifying looking creature.
Absolutely. You're actually, so when you look at that particular card's art, you're going to see that kind of macro form in a lot of the white cards that are going to come out of the new Phyrexian set. All of them are bent around Elish Norn's idea of the perfect form, and she's the one that's at the head of like the big might movement and that kind of stuff. So
I just thought this one was cool.
beautiful art. I can't read the card's name. Key to the City?
Yes.
I got another one of the similar old school art for
Liquid metal coating. And I'm happy to see a lot of the artifacts are getting the old school treatment with the brown cards. Like I really liked that. I missed it. So
Oh, did they stop doing it for a while? Again,
Yeah,
my
actually,
my new guy thing's coming out. I haven't played in forever.
so
haven't seen his
for
name pop up in the chat yet for anybody guessing on what my art card was. Saw Ryan's eyes light up with recognition. I thought for sure Rob would chime in.
oh yeah, that's a very recognizable face.
Give it to you guys one more time.
Dude, I don't even know.
Nightmare Planeswalker to play against. Like he gets banned so many times.
Nice.
Another good alt. Art card, I should
Absolutely.
say, not alt.
So that art card, Eric, is actually the third major player in the Brothers War arc that we're going through. That is the artwork for when so there were three major players in the Brothers War. You have the two brothers, those are the big dogs. You have Mishra and Urza, and that's why it's called the Brothers War. And then you have that one, which is the merged form of Titania. And she's kind of I guess the best way to put it would be a Dryad Queen. Very powerful spellcaster. Very exciting.
Whoa.
Learning every day.
Again, a new ability.
Gold Warden's
You
Helm.
can see it for Mirrodin, which would explain the Phyrexian.
Yeah, so the Mirrodin ability plays into what we were talking about with Koth. They're the resistance rising up against the Praetors. So,
All right, I got. Dude, look at this. Please work, camera, for this one.
nope.
Big robot?
Depth Charge Colossus.
Oh.
Look and explain that thing out. Because I
All right.
definitely, looking at it, cannot
Charge
explain
Colossus. Oh, so this is a really interesting one. We haven't seen this mechanic very much. I want to say it was the first time it came out is in Brothers War. So Depth Charge Colossus, the 9/9 for 9 colorless artifact creature Dreadnought. And it has the ability Depth Charge Colossus doesn't untap during your untap step. However, it has an activated ability where it costs 3 colorless mana and you can untap Depth Charge Colossus, which is incredibly powerful. But the key feature is that it has the prototype ability, which is you may cast the spell with a different mana cost, color, and size. It keeps its abilities and types. So instead of spending 9 to get a 9/9 version of the Depth Charge Colossus, alternatively, you can spend 4 colorless and 2 blue to get a 6/6. Quite a spike.
Prototype card.
Blitz Automaton. Yeah, another great example of the prototype. Quite a spike. Equipped creature has Death Touch.
Death Touch is always fantastic.
Dude, this card is nuts. Yeah, make sure, I feel like I'm reading it wrong.
So Quiet as Spike originally appeared in Shards of Alara. Equipped creature has Death Touch, and whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half his or her life rounded up. That is brutal.
That's a rough one.
I'm surprised I haven't seen that in more combos. That's bizarre.
Yeah, that's a brutal one.
Deck. That's a vampire deck instant win. There's a lot of cards in Vampire that's it's a really basic Johnny combo that says whenever your opponent loses life, you gain that much life. And other instances that say whenever you gain life, your opponent loses that much life. And so with Quiet as Spike, since it's half rounded up, it's poke and die. Game over.
So, for this, just to show the alt arts I got, which are always my favorites. These guys, we've saw that guy as a Quicksilver.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah. So what Travis is showing off right now is a special series of alt arts that came out in the Phyrexia LB1 that they call the ink or oil arts. They're very, very pretty.
Yeah, like I said, just absolutely gorgeous looking cards. Hey, and then there's your
There's that
Rod.
staff of domination.
There she be.
Oh man, dude, they're like, I gotta give it. The art cards for this one are really good. Let me find them. Oh, please work. Please work. That's a beautiful card.
Absolutely. I actually am a huge fan of the prototype mechanic. So
I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that, but the card, man, is just.
so that's a fantastic one. That one gets
That's
slept on
Toymaker?
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thanos has an amazing, very rich story. And I think his card's fantastic.
I'm out of packs already. Eric bought more than I did.
Yeah, we'll let Eric finish rolling through it while we come to the end of the stream here.
Well, I still got quite a few packs.
Are you still pretty loaded?
Oh yeah. I'm trying to make sure I show some nice ones. Like I said, anybody in here that's the big Magic fans that any of these cards are of interest to you, give some sort of shout out or something. We'll see.
Oh yeah, show some loyalty.
Because
I want to know, for all of you that are active players, or maybe our Vorthos out there that are big into the story, let us know if you are on the side of Phyrexia and Conquering of the Multiverse, or did you stand with the Resistance and Koth as they try to stop them?
See, I'm already learning because I didn't know any of that.
I'm on the Slivers side.
The Slivers? Beautiful art card. I'm in love with these art collectible cards. Absolutely in love with them.
I've got a binder of them, man. Like, I just... I
got a ton of them from the D&D set.
Oh, there.
All right. So for those of you that are interested, and to give Eric, beautiful. So the redheaded woman on that card, her name is Ashnod, and she again is kind of a slept-on character in the Phyrexian story. Kind of a turncoat. She's a bad guy, but she's kind of a bad guy that ends up trying to help. Very, very interesting tale there.
And it's
So
an
Eric,
instant, so anytime an instant is good.
So yeah,
Pulled the Ashnod.
yeah. So Eric, there are 3 main players in the Brothers War I talked about a minute ago, and that's what you need to keep your eye open for. If you're wanting to get the big story element cards, I would say they're pretty powerful. They're not going to change the meta or anything, but I'd say they're pretty powerful cards. And so you're looking for Urza, Mishra, and Titania.
Oh, that?
No, that's Titania's command, one of her spells. Beautiful spell. I actually used that one in several of my commander decks. Absolutely love that spell. It's a little expensive, but it's green. You can ramp into it.
Gotta get those fish cards. Make green viable. Gotta go fishing for mana.
Fishing for mana.
I wish that this set would have done like Insecticons in replace of goblins, so you could just have a whole deck of like Insecticons. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that's really what we're fishing for. Just so everybody knows. Beautiful. So that art card is Mishra, one of the 2 brothers. He inherited the Weak Stone. No. Yes, the Weak Stone, I believe. Or is it the Power Stone? Is it the Might Stone or the Weak Stone?
Your guess is going to be way better than mine because I have no
idea. I'm going.
So I'm so far behind on lore. Kamal died, and then I stopped caring about lore.
That's a nice one. The art, man.
Yeah, the art's amazing.
The art is really what sells it.
Oh, and everybody's always favorite Laserbeak.
Laserbeak!
Was that not a basketball hoop?
Yes, he is 100% hanging out on a basketball hoop. Probably blocking LeBron James. And the depth charge just loses something when it's not foil. It just does.
It does lose.
I mean,
it does lose a little bit of majesty. I'll agree to that.
But it's probably easier to see. I really feel like the foil is part of the reason my camera's not working right. Just so I can
yes,
take some of the heat off Bell.
Mishra wielded the Weak Stone. It's one of the magical artifacts, the 2 magic rocks, that can sap the strength from both artifacts and living creatures.
Hello, Brandon.
Oh, another major player. That is Gix. For all
Bless
intents and purposes, that is the father Phyrexian. That's the big dog. So,
Bless you, cheesy. All
Sorry.
right.
I'm just out here ruining the live stream.
I mean, you know,
It's
not
typical.
surprised.
Yes.
Oh, I know it's not one of the big people, but it is another one of their spells.
yep, Mishra's Domination.
And then we got another soldier.
Oh, not just any soldier. That's actually one of my favorite cards in the set. I love the mechanics on that one. But that is Urza's son, believe it or not, in charge of their clockwork infantry, the airborne division specifically.
Ask him where his mom is and see if she's in one of these other packs.
He already pulled her. Queen Kayla.
Oh, I'm behind the times. I'm trying to
Pay
watch the
attention.
Facebook chat too.
Pay attention. No, you
What
should,
do you-
because I can't
What are you,
pull
my
it up.
fifth grade teacher? You don't get to tell me what to do.
Every fucking time I pull up another screen, my internet yells at me.
What's it say?
So
We don't have the bandwidth.
you don't want to know.
Beautiful art card. So I believe that's a Phyrexian Defiler. I could be wrong.
It'll tell you on the back.
Scrapwork Rager.
Oh, okay. Wait, Rager or Ravager?
Rager. Rager. Unless I can't
Rager.
read.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
Possibility.
You were in the army for a long time. You made it all the way to staff sergeant. Solid chance you don't know how to read.
And I did it without a DUI. Let's just all remember that. That's the truly
Well,
impressive part.
That's why you never made it to sergeant first class. Was missing that DUI.
Jokes, folks. Everyone knows.
Yeah, we joke because we love.
I know a lot of great.
Assembler. Enters the battlefield. You may search your library for an assembly worker creature card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Fantastic. 5 mana for a 4/4. Little expensive, but it is an artifact, and so you can ramp into it pretty easy. I imagine that's meant to be used with the Power Stone mechanic that was common in the Brothers' War. Now, Eric, just because you know nothing, and I'm going to continue to flex
Yes,
a little.
please. I would.
So the assembly worker creature type is special. Effectively, they were combo pieces based off of some old cards that came out in some of the original Dominaria sets that were reimagined, I suppose, the way to put it, in the Brothers' War set. And so they each work off of each other and generally combo off the number of assembly workers you have. So what do we got here? Tyrant of the Care Ridges. Dr. Aggins.
I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that card. Wife plays multiple dragon decks. I'm gonna need that one, man.
All right.
I gotta
as long as
earn,
no one else wants it. I mean,
I gotta earn.
they
No,
come
I gotta earn
first.
wife cred. I gotta earn wife cred. This is for my
See,
safety.
my wife is all about the Angels. I don't know if she's still in chat, but my wife is all about the Angels.
Dude, I have not played in so long. I'm probably going to make a deck now. At a necessity of more reasons to spend all this money on cards.
It's amazing how fast Magic draws you back in. I'll just buy a pack.
Yeah, I'll just buy
$700 later. Like,
Yeah.
Whoa,
Just buy
whoa.
You got any more than booster packs, man?
you're having to explain to your family why you're only eating ramen for the next month.
I'm not familiar with that art. Fantastic.
So she is Hercule, Master Wizard, if I said that right.
I won't hold it against you.
Thank you. I was always bad with names. Never been the one.
All right, so Hercule was one of the founders of the College of Latnam, and the Third Path, which I mentioned earlier in the stream, at the time of the Brothers' War on Dominaria. She was the wife of Drafna and played a major part in rediscovering magic on, there's a word, Terracier.
Was her
She
debut?
died. Yeah.
Was her debut
What?
Strixhaven?
No, I want to say it was in Brothers War the first time she got a card. I could be wrong. Associated cards. She has a few spells and associated cards, including Hurkyl's Final Meditation, Hurkyl's Prodigy, and Hurkyl's Recall, but did not appear until Brothers War. Molder Slug.
Slug.
What
Oh, it's
set
old.
is that
That's an
from?
old school set. That's
You got a time-shifted card. Stand by for Titanfall.
Because yeah, I only showed that because of that. I don't really like the art to it. It's not very impressive. I'm not a big
Molder
green
Slug,
player usually, so
originally released in Mirrodin. So yeah, you're talking, I think, 2005 for Mirrodin. Fortified Beachhead.
that's a nice land. I would never think to play white and blue together, though.
Oh,
solid
so
combo.
it's Azorius control, baby. You make lots of little things. You make it where your opponents can't do anything, and then you
Can't
beat them to death
Do
with
anything.
tiny sticks.
Yeah.
So soldiers and counterspell.
Soldiers, counterspell, tokens, like your token generation with white. is
exile, white
astronomical.
enchantment control. Stern lesson. That's actually Urza and Mishra when they were children.
Did they learn a stern lesson?
Obviously
assuming
not,
from
because
the
they
card.
went on and destroyed the world. So
Cain and Abel.
Maybe that was the lesson.
Cain and Abel, the sequel. Oh, this one looks like it's signed. I don't think any other ones look like that.
Ah, you got one of the signed art cards.
fantastic.
Nice. I think I pulled that actual card.
And just to say it again for all of our new listeners that are tuning in, we are going to be giving a couple of these cards away. And so if you are interacting with the chat, throwing us some questions and calling out some stuff, we may ask some trivia questions, and you have a chance to win some sweet, sweet swag.
Oh, Travis.
Yeah, there it is. Power Stone Engineer. I need more Dagrons.
Beautiful.
What is that
That
guy?
is not just any Dagron. That Dr. Agon is a bane of my existence. Wonderful commander, but she will destroy. It's like dropping Tiamat on the table. People just scoop their cards and walk away.
I couldn't read the title on that one, Ryan. Enlighten me.
So, I think her
Get
name
it?
is
Lathis?
Lathlis.
Yeah.
And I'll go over her.
Dragon
very
Queen.
specifically. Lathlis, the Dragon Queen. So, Lathlis, the Dragon Queen, is a 6/6 legendary creature dragon for 4 and 2 red. She has flying, as well all dragons should. And whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. Additionally, she has Rage. So for 1 and a red, dragons you control get +1/+0 until end of turn.
Solid. That's a solid card.
Wonderful card. Not overly pricey, but wonderful card. Also, Eric, if you get interested in the value of any of your cards that you've pulled, I can do a TCG price check. So, what are we looking at here? The Archimandrite? I'm not familiar with that one either.
The Human Advisor. Blue, red, and white.
All right.
Legendary
Not
creature.
on the super valuable list, but there is a whole subculture, actually. A whole group that are advisor tribal people that really want the advisors to get a lot of tribals. So, very complex card. Interesting.
I just like it because it's foil.
Fantastic. What's the name of that one?
Might Stone's Animation.
Oh,
Eric
yeah.
likes
Fantastic.
Eric likes the shanties.
I do. I'm like a cat. Easily distracted. All right, so what set did you start playing Magic, Travis?
Legion? I want to say. That feels right. It's been a long time. I'd have to crack into my collection and look for my old ones, which I did start collecting. The beta set of Magic, I made quite a considerable amount of progress on it. Was missing a few key cards. One of the big ones, obviously, being Black Lotus. I never had that kind of money as a child. Still don't have that money as an adult, depending on how high a quality that Black Lotus is from the original.
We're adults
release.
and we don't have any money. That's just the way.
Yeah. Let's see.
You got bills now.
Yeah.
So I would have started around 7th edition, it says. Somewhere around there, because I started in like 01. What about you, Ryan? When did you get into Magic?
I started playing at the release of Ice Age. So that was, let me check here. $1995.
Oh, Legions was not the one I was thinking of. That was released in 2003, and I was playing Magic way before then.
Yeah, we were deep into Magic by 2003.
Yeah,
I started before 7th edition. Like, I know that for sure. I can't. Mm-hmm. I know it was after Ice Age because Ryan was playing before I was.
I'm only guessing because I didn't pay attention to what was coming out like pack wise back then. I was just playing to play and to beat people.
When I had spare change, I went and bought a pack of Magic cards, and that was how my collection started.
So actually, the only reason I know exactly when I got into it is because my dad took me and my siblings to a boat race in Corpus Christi, Texas. And I was playing Magic, or not playing Magic, I was playing Pokemon. And I asked him if I could have some money for some trading cards. Because they had the booths set up down there, where you could buy knick-knackery and stuff. And so he bought me some Magic cards because he thought that's what I was talking about. And it was the big brand new release. It was all super exciting. And I started with a random booster pack for Ice Age. So, Draconic Destiny.
That's a good one. Enchantment Aura. Always good. I love those lasting effects. Those are the ones.
Oh, yeah.
Draw me in. Expensive, though.
I don't know how people play. I don't know how people play Dragon decks. Like, how do you do it to get the mana to like survive long enough? That would be like they're so expensive.
There's a lot of cards out there that makes your dragons cheaper. You have your dragon shamans, which are not technically dragons, but will reduce the cost of any dragon cards that you have by usually between 1 and 2, depending on what edition or like what set they came out of. You also have a lot of things that generate what's called treasure tokens now, which is basically you tap, sacrifice, it creates a mana of any color. So there's a lot of mana generation that you can dump into a dragon deck. You have to be very selective because you don't want to put too many big beefcakes in there because you're never going to have the mana for all of it. So it's kind of a balance of like fishing cards, stuff that lets you go find mana, stuff that makes dragons cheaper, stuff that adds additional mana, creates mana, things like that.
Well, and the big key interest. Oh, we got some pretty island art.
Not a fan of the like land cards as much as like the previous editions.
See, I love the land card.
I got a good one.
But yeah, Eric, as far as how to do that, there's 2 different approaches. Generally, you're gonna that's a beautiful full art forest, absolutely beautiful. But you're gonna find a combination of thoughts because, like Travis was saying, you can run what's just kind of overall known as value, which is where you get to play more lands per turn or draw more cards per turn. And this lets you go into what they call ramp, which is where you can get extra mana. You combine that with cost-reducing cards that can make dragon spells cheaper and beautiful full art planes. Absolutely wonderful. One of the big things that we saw come out during the Dungeons & Dragons set were the Dragonborn cards. And so you have these very cheap, very reasonable dragon cards that can make up a frontage of a deck.
Count as
Demolition
dragon.
Field, an absolute staple in Commander. Dude. You need to be able to remove your opponent's non-basic lands. That's how you do it.
That would see like non-basic lands is for us people that don't play a lot. As to what exactly example of non-basic land would just be anything like demolition, like the actual named places?
Yes, if
I'm
it's
gonna
not named
guess.
forest, plains, island, mountain, or swamp, it is
It'll also
non-basic.
say it'll say basic land, where you have your land cards and then basic land cards. Man, you
Got
pulled
another
all the
Dr.
cool
Agon, the
dragon
Fall
arts.
of Krug.
Sorcery. I too have pulled a Fall of Krug.
I only grabbed it because it destroys land.
Mana destruction is always the most frustrating thing to deal with. It's like,
Oh yeah, that's a good way to both win and lose all of your friends and never get invited back.
I try to hold on to those spells until I know somebody in a game is struggling with mana.
Oh, I thought you were
and
gonna
then,
say you try to hold on to your friends. Good luck,
and then
Travis.
and then no, I'll ditch you guys for Smile and a Song. No, that was way too harsh. I actually love you guys. Where did it go? Yeah, Fall of Krug. No, I try to play those, and then Ryan's house fell down. I try to
And then my house
try to
fell
play
down,
those.
apparently.
I try to play those mana destruction cards when I know somebody's sweating to get mana. They're like, oh god, and then they have that brief moment of like relief when they're like, finally, I've been waiting for this one particular color of mana, and I destroy it, and then just watch as hope leaves their eyes. My goal for Magic is to not win. It's to make sure you don't have a good time. Like that's my
Just a frustration. Just actually out there playing solitaire.
yeah. Like I'm just out there throwing out counter spells and mana destruction. It's really
Now that is an amazing card for its cost.
All right, what are we looking at here? What's the name?
Dreams of Steel and Oil. 1 black mana for sorcery. It is epic.
Here. All right, so 1 black mana, sorcery, target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose an artifact or creature card from it. Then choose an artifact or creature card from their graveyard and exile the chosen cards. Yes, an absolute fantastic card. It's not exactly removal, but it's almost good enough. And for 1 mana, all day.
yeah.
I'll
Nobody's
start a
playing
standard game with that every time. Absolutely love that card. Just out of curiosity, let's see its value here. Not overly valued. It is an uncommon after all. Looks like about 10 cents.
Your average. Let's see. I already showed that one. I'm just kind of going back through them, just putting some in sleeves and separating them out. I like to keep my cards, even though I don't play at all anymore. I still keep them separated out, commons, uncommons, rares, foils, land. So I got them all divvied out. I don't like them to touch each other when I'm not using them. I can't explain why.
By color, by type, by rarity.
See, mine's by color, by cost, by type.
Jeez, I just straight up.
Rarity.
See, I don't separate by rarity. Color, cost, and type. That's my archive system.
I don't think I showed that one, but that art is phenomenal.
That is great art. What's the name?
That is nice.
Soul Partition.
Soul Partition. Instant, white 1, exile target non-land permanent. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. A spell cast by an opponent this way costs 2 colorless more to cast. So a little kind of a blink exile, minor control.
All right.
What's your go-to color for decks?
Green.
Blue. I'm not there to win. I'm going to make sure you have a bad time.
Now, I say green. I'm kind of a famous green player in our group, but actually I own very few green decks, and I've not built a new one in a long time. I play a lot more red-blue than anything else. Oh, it's an easy combo.
Interesting combo.
Again,
haven't played in forever, so.
Blue, my favorite. I get really picky with the blue decks I build. I will slap together a red burn deck like in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Dude, red burn gobos.
That was the first deck I played against Ryan. He learned very quickly not to play mana drop against goblin decks.
red burn gobos.
Oh, the brothers.
Is it Brothers Reunion?
That one?
Nope.
Bitter Reunion.
Bitter Reunion. That is the two brothers.
So who wins in the end? Who pulls?
Urza, so to speak. So ultimately, the entire plan gets wrapped up in a major war between the brothers. Now, bear in mind, as far as Magic timeline goes, this was like 4,000 years ago.
So this is before everything?
Yes, this was long ago. And the brothers waged war for, just forever. And actually here, I'll put it to you this way. This is a direct story from the Brothers War lore from draftsim.com. 4,000 years earlier, the continent of Pharaxia and the East Dominaria experiences one of the most consequential and history-changing events in the plane's history. Artificer brothers Urza and Mishra, driven apart when they find Thran Power Stones,
What up, Albie?
are locked in a hateful conflict that steadily escalates into one of the worst wars in Dominarian history. They fight their war with machines designed for nothing but destruction and death. The war takes a massive toll on the non-mechanical people and beings that are trapped in the struggle, and it ends with the detonation of the Golgothian Silex, a blast that decimates the land and sets in motion a series of events that forever change Dominaria. So Urza wins, and he does it by nuking the planet.
All right, so to show this again,
Big
so you can
extra
see this, I would never combine these two or think to. Black-green. Oh, the
Also
plastic
a
is
super
weird.
common color combination. Black greens.
Yeah, the
All right, so I just don't know anything. I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to eat some glue.
All right, give me a name. I can't see it. Your camera sucks.
Been out of the game too long
Deathbloom
here.
Ritualist.
Deathbloom Ritualists. Let's take a look here. Ooh, fairly pricey card, actually. 5 mana for a 3/5, but tap, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Classic black-green play.
Yep.
Solid card.
Play from the dead.
Yeah.
Another. I don't think I showed it earlier.
Blast Furnace Hellkite with extended art.
Dagron.
Oh, it's nice. What is Artifact Offering?
Oh, you sacrifice artifacts.
I will walk you through it post haste.
This one has quite a bit to it on the card.
So, Artifact Offering on Blast Furnace Hellkite. So here's what we're looking at. It's a 5/5 for 9. All right. Flying and double strike. Creatures attacking your opponents have double strike. That's fantastic. Artifact Offering. You may cast this spell as though it had flash by sacrificing an artifact and paying the difference in mana cost between this and the sacrificed artifact. Mana costs include color. So effectively, you can blow up one of your own toys to make it cheaper and cast it at instant speed, meaning it come in on your opponent's turn or in response to something.
So it's fancy.
It's very fancy. That is an inbuilt win condition combo trick, is what that is.
Mishra's Bauble.
Oh, a classic card. You'd look at the top card of the player's library. Mishra's Bauble's fantastic. Gets the ball running on all of your artifact combo decks. It's great.
So has anybody seen anything? Anyone that's watching that wants something?
Let's check our chat here. I'm actually going to have to leave soon, so I'm going to leave you guys with my absolutely beautiful co-host here. We have Albie Hernandez was interacting with chat. Same with Matthew
He
Wildman.
was saying what's up. So.
What's up, Albie? Glad to have you here.
But yes, I definitely am down if anybody is interested.
Yeah, hit us up. Even this
and
video.
Anything other than the art cards. I'm sorry, I can't part with this. This is so nice.
Oh yeah.
This video will be up on the Facebook page, so feel free, you guys, come in after the fact, give it a watch, let us know if anything strikes your fancy.
Indeed.
Albert just realized that MTG stands for Magic the Gathering. It's okay. Also out of the loop for a while. I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed of. We are all being educated here as we make our way.
Heck yeah, man! I haven't built the
What was
deck
that?
probably
Was that all the?
4 years. That's all the packs.
That's all the packs.
Um,
All right.
So everything's out there. I'm kind of going back through it again, trying to pull some that look interesting that I might have missed. Kind of let people see so they got an idea just in case. Also, any of you hardcore players that just know the sets and are interested, because I know some people collect entire sets and like end up looking for one particular card, things of that nature. So if there's something you need, make sure you do give a shout out. Like I said, the only cards I care about were truly the art now and the Transformers, because the art was just too nice.
Oh, the art's beautiful.
Art was
I
very.
don't think
were-
I could.
We were fishing for those Transformers, so
I got a few. I mean, I would have liked to have gotten one. Like, I at least got Prowl. Once I got him, I was semi happy.
And Albie, don't feel bad about not being to make them out. The camera was not willing to focus on them for some reason, so not just your phone, brother. It's
Not just your phone. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties in cooperation.
It's my internet provider, as previously stated. I will be tagging them in this on Twitter later. I've already said stuff about them on Twitter. It is just like, I don't understand it. At no way should I be on fiber and I'm getting less than I'm getting what I'm getting.
you're
I'm getting
fiber?
10%. But I'm getting like 10% of what I'm supposed to be getting. Like, I even have a mesh system running in my house and still can't pull like good internet speed. It's nuts. There's your disciples of Gix.
there you go.
Bless you.
All right, unfortunately, that is my breakout time. It's 8 o'clock, my
gonna be our
local
time.
time, so I got to bow out. It has been a lot of fun opening up these cards, looking for Transformers in our Magic the Gathering decks. I hope everybody had a good time watching. Looks like we have quite a bit of interaction from Albie Hernandez, and we have a great viewership. We have over 14 viewers right now, so we really appreciate you guys stopping in and hanging out with 3 random dudes and listening to their opinion on collectible cardboard. So now we had a lot of fun with the Magic Gathering cards. We're all huge Magic Gathering nerds. We're trying to drag Eric back into the fold after a long time away, so I'm glad y'all could join us for that.
Get that credit
But
card
I'm going to get
maxed
out of here.
soon, Eric,
It's been
don't
wonderful.
worry.
It's been beautiful, and I will see you guys later.
See you guys. Thanks for joining us. It's been great.
Goodbye, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Remember, reach out, check out Twitter, check out YouTube, check out podcasts, check out everything. We have it all.
Check out
And
we are everywhere.
don't forget, we got merch. So
we got the big merch drop.
It's out there. It's on our website, Crossing the Nerdverse and everything. So there's ways to get at everything. We try to make it as easy as possible, so that way no one ever has to look real hard. You can always find it. I've tried to do it. So if you ever think you can't find something or something isn't easy enough to find or anything of that nature, let us know. If anybody wants a list of any of the particular cards, like if they're curious what rares I pulled, uncommons, even the commons, if for some reason you do, give a shout out with this video. Just underneath, just comment to it. I'll go through it, and obviously you have as much time as you need, but preferably within like the next week before I start putting it with my other cards and blending it in. But yeah, just let us know. And we're going to try to do other things like this, not just Magic. Hopefully, at some point we're going to do like a video game thing where everybody, maybe the 3 of us are going to jump on. We'll try to do a new release video game maybe. Who knows? We'll get on it and kind of give her a go.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Retro games.
Yeah, we might do a big retro game like 8 Eyes that nobody knows about.
I challenge you to
There's
Tecmo
also
Bowl.
Blades of Steel, folks. Check it out. Blades of Steel, Nintendo. Tabletop. We're going to try to do a tabletop one. Anything you want to see live and you don't want to spend the money to see what it looks like, kind of just give a shout out.
Yep.
That's what we're aiming to do is to provide something so you can see it ahead of time before you go and spend your hard-earned money on it. With that, I think
Catch you
that's
next
it.
time.
See you guys.